The rain tapped against the windows of Silver Paw's rescue shelter, a small, struggling animal rescue on the outskirts of town. Inside, most of the cages were empty. Most dogs had found homes over the past few weeks. Except for one. Luna, a golden retriever mix, lay curled in the corner of her cage. Her once glossy fur had grown dull, and her warm brown eyes no longer shone with hope. Every day, people passed her by. Every day, she watched younger, fluffier puppies get picked up, cradled, loved, and taken away. "She's such a good girl," sighed Emma, one of the shelter volunteers, as she refilled Luna's water bowl. "Why doesn't anyone want her?" Luna licked Emma's hand softly, as if to say she understood. But deep inside, she was losing hope, and then, everything changed. That evening, just as Emma was locking up, she noticed a man standing outside in the rain. He was staring through the glass, his eyes fixed on Luna's cage. The rain poured down his dark jacket, but he didn't move. Emma hesitated, then stepped outside. "Thinking about adopting?" she asked gently. The man blinked, as if snapping out of a trance. I don't know," he admitted. His voice was quiet, almost distant. "I lost my dog last year. Not sure I'm ready." Emma followed his gaze to Luna. The dog had lifted her head, her tail thumping weakly against the floor. "Maybe you don't have to be ready," Emma said softly. "Maybe you just need a friend." The man sighed. "Can I meet her?" Inside the small meeting room, Luna walked toward the man slowly, cautiously. The man knelt down, letting her come at her own pace. For a long moment, they simply looked at each other, two souls carrying unseen wounds. Then, Luna did something unexpected. She placed her paw gently on his knee and gazed into his eyes. A lump formed in the man's throat. He hadn't realized how much he missed that kind of connection. "Her name is Luna?" "Yes," Emma said with a hopeful smile. A faint smile touched the man's lips. I think she just chose me." By the end of the night, Daniel had signed the adoption papers. Luna had finally found her home. Life with Luna was different. She wasn't just a pet, she was Daniel's shadow. Wherever he went, Luna followed. She curled up by his feet when he worked. She wagged her tail when he came home. Slowly, the emptiness he had felt since losing his last dog began to fade. One night, Daniel sat on the couch, running a hand through Luna's fur. "You know," he murmured, "I think I needed you more than you needed me." Luna licked his hand in response. For the first time in a long time, Daniel didn't feel so alone. One evening, as Daniel and Luna walked through the quiet streets, she suddenly froze. Her ears perked up. Her body stiffened. Then, without warning, she lunged forward, barking furiously. "Whoa, Luna! What's wrong?" Daniel tightened the leash, following her gaze. Then his heart stopped. An elderly man had collapsed on the pavement just ahead. His groceries were scattered, his breathing shallow. Daniel ran to his side, dialing 911. As he checked for a pulse, Luna nudged the man gently, whimpering. She refused to leave his side until the ambulance arrived. The paramedics later told Daniel that if they had arrived just minutes later, the man might not have survived. "You have a real hero here," one of them said, scratching Luna's ears. Daniel looked at Luna with pride, and something else. Love. The next morning, Daniel sat on his porch, sipping coffee as Luna lay beside him. He kept replaying the moment in his head. "You saved a life last night," he said softly, running his fingers through her fur. Luna wagged her tail, her eyes shining. Daniel exhaled, shaking his head. "I thought I was rescuing you," he murmured. "But maybe you rescued me." Luna let out a small happy bark, as if she understood, and for the first time in a long time, they both knew they had finally found where they belonged.